Good evening, students. I hope I'm audible and visible to all of you. I hope I'm audible and visible to all of you. Yes, no? Am I audible and visible to all of you? Yes. Yes, I am audible and visible, right? Yes, so you all can put it in the chat. You all can put it in the chat. Just a minute. All right. So let us begin. And before we begin and before we start on, basically, I would like to tell you that today we have our session number 53. And in our session number 53, what are we going to do is we are going to learn about data collection and pre-processing for the project. Okay. So basically, the agenda will be the data collection hands-on activity we will perform and data pre-processing hands-on activity we will perform. So we have already done this, you already know about it, but we are going to take one small project and we'll start working on the things one by one. Okay, so now to begin with, the capstone project introduction, which is module number 18, it basically talks about, in the last sessions, we have talked about the capstone project introduction, the importance of capstone project, the steps to implement capstone project, and how to run the capstone project. Okay, so when I really talk about and when I really go ahead with our session number 53, the first and the foremost thing which I'm talking about is the data collection, right? So when I'm talking about the data collection, collecting high quality and relevant data is crucial for the success of a machine learning project. Okay. So why? Because if you don't have the relevant data, if you don't have the quality data, then you will not be able to perform the things perfectly. Okay. The next thing is the quality, the quantity, and the relevance of the data directly impact the performance and the generalization abilities of machine learning algorithms. Right. For example, just give me 1 second. Okay. So for example, through the diverse and representative data sets, model can discern patterns, relationships, trends, and enabling them to make accurate predictions or classification on new and unseen data, right? So basically the process of collecting the data not only empowers the training of robust models, but also provides insights into the problem domain during exploratory analysis, right? Yes, no? Okay. So now what I basically wanted to talk about, or what I really wanted to share across is, see, when it is saying through the diverse and representative data sets, model can discern patterns, relationships, and trends, enabling them to make accurate predictions or classifications on the new unseen data. Right? Yes? Okay. Now, when I talk about there are efficient ways for data collection, correct? So, what are those efficient ways that I am going to tell you now? Okay. So, the first and the foremost thing, use the existing data sets. Basically, use of publicly available data sets from these sources such as Kaggle, UCI Machine Learning Repository, or any other open data repository, which can save the time. So where will you find these things? So I'll just show it to you. I'll just show it to you right away. So basically I have the Kaggle. Okay, so this is your Kaggle website, And you have lots of data sets over here. See, so many data sets are there, and you can choose among them, like heart attack risk factors, Apple stock data, superstore data set. Okay, you have Spotify songs, everything is here. Okay, and you can actually go and perform the things as you like, right? So for example, if I really talk about data set from TikTok, okay, so you can actually take up this, and you can keep on working on all these things, right? So for example, when I have to take this data, I can just download and I can just start working on it. So you can please sign in with your Google account. You all can sign in with your Google account. Just a second. Okay. So see, this will come in the zip format, and what you can do is you can just create a simple folder over here. You can just create a simple folder. Say you say, okay, I am going to go and create, say, session number 53. And what will I do? I'm going to go here, go to downloads, take this, Control X. I'll go here, and I'm going to save it here. Now, when I want the data set, you all can extract here. Once you have extracted, you got this TikTok data set. This is in the CSV format. And if you see here, what are the things? Here we have hashtag, then claim status, the video ID, the video duration in seconds, video transcript, text, verified status, author ban status, video view count, video like count, video share count, video download count, video comment count, and so on. So these are the columns which are there, and I think it is really a good data set. It has 19,383 data sets, right? So this is how you work, or this is how you work on the using existing data set. I also would like to tell you about UCI machine learning repository. So this also, you can go here, you can close your TikTok, and you can just go here, and then you can write here UCIC machine learning repository. And once you click on this one, what is going to happen? See here, the data sets are there. So you have beautiful data sets to perform. Just hold on for a second. Yeah. So now see, here it is clearly mentioned that, iris data set, dry bean data set, heart disease, and so on. So all the things are there, right? All the things are there. And they have also mentioned, is it tabular, how many instances, how many features, everything you will find it out. And this iris data set, it is one of the most popular data sets which generally people do and work on. So you can just go here. You can also contribute your data set or something like that. That also can be done. So just a second, I'm just trying to get the data sets here. Okay, and plus here the quality, the best thing is ki see, breast cancer, it is classification, spam based classification, auto MPG is a regression. So now you know how it works. Multivariate, that means it has multiple variables, right? Then if I say it is a air quality, it is a time series one. Okay, then maybe again a classification and clustering. So you have a choice also. Why am I telling you? Because in yesterday's session, if you remember, in the end, I was asking, right? What I was asking? I was asking ki students, please tell me which algorithm is good for which data set. How will you decide? So see, here you will get these details. When you open them, when you go through them, it will give you the things which are required, right? Like bike sharing, if you really talk about, Okay, so if you really talk about the bike sharing and everything, you can just see over here how things are working and how it is working. So basically it will give you a thought process, a thinking technique, that oh, why I need to select a regression a regression thing, why not something else. So it has all the things which are there which you need. Okay, so these are known as existing data sets, right? These are known as existing data sets. Second is web scraping. Okay, web scraping. So basically, you have to extract the data from the websites using web scraping techniques, and make sure you respect the terms of the service of the websites you are scraping, and be ethical in your data collection practices. So basically, web scraping, basically web crawling also we say, or we are getting the data, we are fetching the data. And whenever you have to take out these kinds of thing, a very important library we use, which is known as Beautiful Soap. This is one of the libraries which I generally use it for the web scraping part. Okay, so once we'll start working on a nice project, I will tell you how to do web scraping also. Maybe you will not be able to get the things right away, but yeah, that is one of the forms which you can take out or extract the data. Then you have the APIs, that is application programming interfaces. So when you have to access the data through APIs, which are basically provided by various online platforms, then many organizations offer APIs that allow the developers to retrieve the structured data such as weather information, financial data, or social media. Now see why this API thing came into the picture. See, weather and other things is fine, but financial data specifically, wherein you are trying to predict the market analysis or something, right? Their API is very, very important. Why it is important? Because you will have to link your data set with your the broker. For example, you can say, okay, you are going to link it through Zerodha. Now, Zerodha is a broker. Now, you really want the live stream of the data. Like whatever is happening there, that has to be implemented, and you should keep on getting the data or fetching the information from there. So for that, you need an API to connect, see, by various online platforms. Or when you have Twitter feeds, right? Social media content when I'm talking about. So when I say, okay, it is Twitter feeds, right? What do they do? In the Twitter feeds and all, the continuous stream of data will keep on coming, right? Then we have crowdsourcing. The next section of data collection is crowdsourcing. Now use crowdsourcing platforms like Amazon Mechanical Turk or Cloudflower to collect the labeled or annotated data. This is particularly useful where for the tasks that require human intelligence, such as image or text annotations. So for example, if I really talk about, just a second. Okay, so if you really want to check these out, see, has a larger and more diverse worker pool compared to Crowdflower. So you can just see here. Oh no, this is the Stack Overflow actually. Sorry, not this one, not this one, this one. See here, access a global on-demand 24/7 workforce. Okay, so what do you mean by this? See, it is something which says that Amazon Mechanical Turk, MTurk, is a crowdsourcing marketplace that makes it easier for the individuals and businesses to outsource their processes and jobs to a distributed workforce who can perform these tasks virtually. So this is the thing from where you can take the micro task and do the things, right? So everything is mentioned over here, the use cases and everything, correct? So this is about this thing. Now let me talk about, okay, so we've done this existing web scraping, API crowdsourcing. Now surveys and questionnaires, right? So basically you may design surveys, you may design questionnaires, you can gather a specific information directly from the users or the stakeholders, right? Maybe Google Forms, Survey Monkeys, or Microsoft Forms and all. You all can, gather the information by, putting these forms and getting up the real data, the thought process of the people and so on, right? Now the next thing is collaboration with partners. Collaboration means when you're trying to collaborate with organizations, maybe you want a data set which you really want to use it for your thesis or research work, and it shouldn't be available on the internet, right? Maybe something like that. So this can be specifically beneficial for gaining the access to domain specific data, right? So that's where the collaboration with partners work out. Then we have the sensor data. Basically, when you have to collect the data from sensors or IoT devices, right? So this can be valuable for the applications like predictive maintenance, environmental monitoring, or health tracking, right? So this is something wherein the sensor data comes into the picture, how you are doing the things or how you are moving on and so on. Then we have the, I hope you understand IoT, Internet of Things, basically are gadgets, right? When you try to connect, that's what they are trying to say here. Okay, database queries. So basically when you have to extract the data that are relevant to your problem and they are within the organizations and publicly available data sets. For example, you have to fetch a query, you have to fetch a particular item, then this can be done. Data purchase. So yes, sometimes it happens that you really need to purchase a data, you really want to, work on the things which you have to talk about or which you have to work on. So how will you do the things? You may have to purchase the data from the third party, and the data comes with the necessary rights and meets your specific requirement. So for example, if I'm working for a financial company, right, and I am having the data of the customers, correct? So customers portfolio I have to manage and see and how things are working. So what will happen? It will have some standards, the set requirements and everything, correct? So how that will happen? That will happen when you have these standards to work on, correct? Okay, then you have simulated synthetic data. That means you have to generate a synthetic data. So this is where your generative AI comes into the picture, right? If you're obtaining the real world data, which is challenging or expensive, then this is particularly useful when dealing with the sensitive information or in the scenario where real data is scarce, right? So this is about the synthetic data which we really talk about. The next thing is transfer learning. What do you mean by transfer learning? See, what happens? Sometimes you train a model and then you transfer it. Basically, whatever the knowledge you have put in into your, it's generally used in LLMs and all, right?